All right, let's make some noise for our St. Louis ambush. Number 4, Tristan Alston. Number 13, Curtis Kirby. 28, Louis Perez.
Now let me see you lean and rock like a box.
42, Yaya.
Now let me see you lean and rock like a box.
49, Nico Cadires.
Like a box.
Number 50, Brennan Austin. Number 53, Amon Mervin. Number 54, Raul Artiga. Number 58, Mernez Vejik. Number 60, Mateo Morales. Number 61, Nael Torselli. 62, DJ Clark. 64, Ryan Kidu. 69, Tyler Landau. 77, Zach Drury. 84, Joel Barcelo. Number 99, Jose Ogaz. Let's make a lot of noise for your ambush 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we honor America and celebrate its freedom and those who protect it. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem, presented by Complete Auto Body and Repair.
And welcome into the St. Louis Family Arena for this MASL 2 contest between the St. Louis Ambush 2 and your visiting team, the Muskegon Risers. Live here from St. Louis Family Arena, I'm Matthew Rocchio. These teams stand at 2-8 for the Muskegon Risers, third in the North Division, while the St. Louis Ambush right now trying to fight from the cellar, sitting at 2-7. The Muskegon Risers, coached today by Matthew Schmidt, usually the assistant coach, but he is in the head coach spot, trolling the bench right now, while Donnie Alberti, the assistant coach for St. Louis Ambush 1, the head coach for your St. Louis Ambush 2. Also, shout out to Kyle Rudy and Brett Holtgreave on the bench for the St. Louis Ambush 2 today. Like we said, we are live here from the St. Louis Family Arena. The second time that the St. Louis Ambush 2 have played here in the St. Louis Family Arena. Their last matchup here was against the top team in the division and the league overall, the Iowa Demon Hawks, and quite demonic were they as they slowly but surely built a lead and won that game over the St. Louis Ambush 2. So Ambush 2 will be looking for their first win in the home of the primary team, and they're looking for their third win overall. And we're going to get underway here in just a moment. We hope everyone is enjoying the broadcast on the YouTube. Unfortunately, no live chat on the YouTube. I'm very sorry. If you do want to get involved somehow, if you're watching the broadcast, you want to get involved, go ahead and tweet me at ROCCESPN. That's my Twitter, and let's get a little conversation going here as we watch this game here on the MASL2 broadcast here on YouTube. Again, I wish we had the chat here, and I love chatting with the fans. Such an incredible sport here as we get underway. So get at me on Twitter and let's get a little conversation going as the Muskegon Riders jump out here to an early attack here. And Joel Barroso, who is making his MASL2 and St. Louis Ambush 2 debut in goal, gets a one save on the board right out of the gate. And a good attack there from the Risers. Ambush 2 try to get involved here. Zach Druhy steps forward, launches one in and off the post there, and Luis Perez tries to hit the rebound from the left side, but it goes wide, and this one's going to cream off the top of the wall here. I think he's going to keep going. Nico Caritas, the birthday boy, and also making his debut on the MASL 2 front. Obviously a part-time player for the Ambush. Gets some big moments here and there, and here he is on his birthday getting some moments with the MASL 2 team. And we're going to have a tackle here under the wall. Curtis Kirby, also a player for the parent club, making his debut, I believe, as well, also on the MASL 2 roster. Is Kirby going to launch one in here? Down to Tristan Austin, another first team player, getting some time here. Brendan Austin makes the turn there, excuse me. Fedjic on that one, Miras Fedjic, my apologies. Makes good turnage there, can't get the shot through, and the Risers are going the other way. Good shot there, handled by Cesar Leo. Gets it inside, and another save from Barroso. Xavier Brown, plenty of debuts today as Xavier Brown makes his debut for the Muskegon Risers.
Foul 23, Xavier Brown.
And early on in his first shift, he gets his first foul of the game. Torricelli will restart for Ambush 2. Long ball from Noganga. And Ryan Kidu, another debutant here for the Ambush. Number 64, I've been told to expect big things from him. Got pulled to the side and said, watch out for number 64 today. He's gonna do something special. Also been told Amon Mervin, we talked about him in that last game against the Demon Hawks. He was knocking on the door, never broke through, but was getting close every time. Mervin, see what he can do today. He was in the starting lineup for Ambush 2. Barroso up on the right sideline. Good ball handling there for the debut goalie. Ambush work it backwards. Noganga. Inside is there to Brendan Austin. And there it is. Our guy, Raul Ortega, number 54, was in on that play. Noganga, good pressure there. DJ Clark pressuring the ball, as is Brendan Austin, but the Risers keeping it ahead. Cycle it through their starting goalie, Jake Lofgren. And Lofgren with a slicing pass down the middle. Eats up a lot of space and gets it to Michael Schmidt. Schmidt hasn't played a lot, but he has been extremely effective in his few games this season. Leading scorer for the Risers. Number to watch out for, number 28, Miguel Flores. 15 goals and 4 assists in just 8 games for number 28, the big forward. Barroso pressured there by the Risers. Jonah Dancer, a M1 player with the Wave. Good move there by Fejic. Gets it outside to Perez. And a step there by Jack Drewy. Oh, he's feeling himself from long range today. That's his second try. Nico Caritas cycles it back inside. Drewy's feeling the long shots. The Axios logo seems to be his takeoff point. Keep an eye out for that. Xavier Brown, Cesar Leo, picks up for the Risers there. Leo directing traffic a little bit. Takes on Mervin and stolen by Drewy. Drewy trying to get the transition going here. Mervin. Defended there by Braden Tesher. Mervin that time got a little high there with the contact, but then taken down by Dancer and Mervin. They're going to give the call to ambush 2, and Caritas will restart here. Landau gets it over to Morales. Morales, again, another one of the debutantes. Excuse me, there seems to be, my apologies on the jersey confusion. Morales, 64, Kidu, number 60. As Kidu crashing down to the left side. Getting close there, my apologies on the roster confusion there. They are both debutantes, and I've been told to watch both Morales and Kidu making their debut tonight. Quite impressive players, I've been told. Haven't had a chance yet to talk to the M1 players, but been told they're making their impact in training right out of the gate. This Ambush 2 program, such a big part of this program, as here's Kidu, number 60, crashing from left to right, tries to chip the goalkeeper and puts it off the wall. Lofgren couldn't get a hand on it, but Kidu just couldn't get it on target. Still 0-0, 10:06 left to play here in the first. Landau tried to get Flores pinned in, but he couldn't. Xavier Brown down the right side. Kidu is going to clear that one. Brennan Austin pulls back. Tristan Austin and Brennan Austin both out there. The brothers spearheading the attack right now for STL Ambush 2. They work it outside to Arellano. Kirby couldn't keep up with him there. Arellano just passes it off. A little 1-2 move there, but they couldn't complete it. With Franco Calabrese. Calabrese looking for his first goal in his first game here for the Risers. And Flores, the leading scorer for the Risers, puts it into the middle, but easily handled by Curtis Kirby. Kirby, a heady defender who's put in a lot of really strong minutes for the M1 program. A lot of blocks, a lot of energy plays for Kirby, and I'm sure you're going to see that tonight. Watch out for number 13 with the flowing hair. He's hard to miss. Torcelli header into Brennan Austin. Ooh, nifty little chip from Austin to himself. He tried to go over the wall to get that one. Would have been an impressive acrobatic feat, but it's a turnover going the other way for the Muskegon Risers. Risers looking to make something happen here quick. Aleo loses the double team there. Torricelli gets it over to Morales. And we got a blue card here against the ambush for 6 men on the field. So too many men on the field penalty there against the ambush, which means we're going to have a 2-minute penalty here. 8:44 left in the first. We're scoreless, and the Muskegon Risers have a good chance to change that here. And right out of the gate, they almost had 5 men on. Here comes the power play for Muskegon. On the season, Muskegon, 47% power play. Very respectable number. On the other hand, the St. Louis Ambush, a 17% penalty kill. That looks like it might be a typo, but it is not, which means that this is a good chance for the Risers to take a lead. Risers working her on the perimeter. Good for this 4-man square box here for the ambush. They got a man on the back post. They try to find him. Oh, almost a threaded pass from Perez, trying to pick out his 5th assist of the year. Perez pressed the goalie despite being a man down. Tried to get that short-handed goal. He's going to try to get back. Here comes Flores. Flores tried to look inside. Good defending there from Torricelli. Back outside to Leo. Oh, and great block there from Austin. My apologies, Drew Hay there on the block. Barroso. Gilliam's it down the field. No continued possession there for ambush 2. Torricelli, though, fighting for it against Flores, and he's going to win that one. They're pressuring the ball hard. Torricelli puts up the middle. Good look there, but couldn't connect. Arlano handles to the left. Another block by Drew Hay. Penalty continues, 57 seconds left. Drew Hay couldn't clear that one out, but don't worry. Ambush got it. Mervin down the side, left sideline, looking for the short-handed goal. Mervin, right hand foot into the side netting. What a goal to break the tie. Oh, baby, I'm on Mervin. Swervin', baby. What a goal there, outside right foot into the side netting. That's one of the prettiest goals you'll ever see, and it was shorthanded to boot. 44 seconds left on the penalty. Look at Mervin here, takes off from the right, takes over the defense, beats 2 men with just pure speed right to left, and then look at this, outside of the right foot. Oh, what a way to beat the tendy. That is one of the prettiest shorthanded goals you'll see in indoor soccer. A beautiful goal from Amon Mervin. And again, I told you our insider sources told us to watch out for Mervin and Kidu, and so far inside source pays off for a big goal there. 7:28 left here in the first, and the St. Louis Ambush 2 have taken a 1-0 lead on a shorthanded goal. How about that? Let's take a look here. That looks to be the first short-handed goal of this MASL 2 season for the St. Louis Ambush 2. So congratulations to Amon Mervin with a beautiful goal there. It's Mervin's 4th goal of the season, his 7th point in his 8th game played. And a great job there to break up the tie there. What a goal from Amon Mervin. And how about the turn there? Again, only a 17% penalty kill for Ambush 2. Seems almost guaranteed. This is how the Risers take their lead. But a turnover goes the other way. Mervin takes off running. I mean, that's the thing about arena soccer. I mean, it's not even a bad shot. You go a little bit too hard. The bounce goes right to the defender. He shuttles it to the up man, and you're off to the running. Drew Hay doing a great job as one of the key defenders in that penalty kill. And we'll see, the Risers will still have 40 seconds to attack this penalty kill and try to even this one up now at 1 apiece. Again, no one attacking the middle of that penalty kill, which usually in most of these indoor games is the mistake that teams make. You want to get somebody inside of that 4-man box and get the ball to him. I know they were trying to get somebody on the back post and trying to hit him with a chip like that. Oh, they kind of the opposite way this time. They went with the chip from the corner to Flores at the top of the key, and now they got a crashing Riser who crashes down to the ground on that one. Takes a hard knock there from Zach Drew Hay. "13 seconds left on the penalty for the Risers. Power play, I should say, for the Risers. 13 seconds left on the penalty for the Ambush. Under 10 now. Aleo settles it down, puts it over across the field to Pill. Pill down off the box. Dancer almost got off. Good shot there. Man back in is DJ Clark. And a shot there from Dancer, shot there from Pill. And we're all even up as Clark is gets back on the field and then gets to the bench. Torricelli, ooh, bad job there as Ambush were trying to get rid of the ball, and it came off the Torricelli, who was trying to crash in and get off the field. Kidu almost drops the assist off to Morales. They traded goals and then almost hooked up for the assist and goal there. Again, a little confusion if you joined us at the beginning of the broadcast. One man making his debut, Matteo Morales, wearing 64. Ryan Kidu wearing number 60. Number 54 for the Ambush, though, that's Raul Ortega, who loses that one, and Arayo's going the other way. Flores couldn't handle that one. Luis Perez now works it back into the middle for Nico Caritas. Caritas, long ball from Mervin Fejic. Fejic tries to get it back, but that right side has been rough for Ambush too. They lost a lot of balls on that right side, and a foul called against the Risers, and certainly disagreed with that call. Shaking his hand at the ref, that was Brandon Edwards. As Torricelli and Kirby will settle it for the Ambush. Perez looping back to the right side. They go to the left side for Mervin. There's Perez from the right side. He just goes wide. Beautiful setup there from the St. Louis Ambush too. Mervin loses the ball and is trying to go the other way. Is Dancer. Crosses to the other side. Curtis Kirby trying to handle it. He's tagged a little bit. No call. Possession still clean. Kirby, little move to get free to the left. Mervin lines his man up one-on-one. Fakes left. Fakes right. Passes it off to the right to Torricelli. Torricelli going long ball, and it's going to bounce off Cody Loss, and it'll be another Ambush possession. Torricelli will start this one. Torricelli drops it off to Noganga. Noganga then drops it off to a crashing Fejic. Back to Noganga. Oyanda gives it to Perez. Perez to Mervin. Mervin looks at Perez, then to Torricelli. Torricelli, oh! Lofgren bats it down and handles it. It'll be going the other way for the Risers. Still a 1-0 St. Louis Ambush 2 lead here with 4:24 left to play in the first. Risers trying to come back. Oh, he just left it there, and Mervin picks it up. Drops off to Perez. Perez one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he slides it past him. Luis Perez puts in his 11th goal of the season, and the Ambush take a 2-0 lead here. 4:15 left in the first. I'm sure Brother Miguel down in Birmingham will enjoy watching that highlight. Luis Perez, and a great job. Amon Mervin's going to pick up the assist, and Hayes having a great game. Drops it off to Perez. Luis showed me maybe a little bit too much what he's going to do to the goalkeeper. He was really shuttling the ball towards the left side and opening up his body towards the left side. Might have given the goalie a little bit too much information on where he was going to put that one, but nonetheless, Lofgren can't get there. And a great goal there from Luis Perez. His 11th of the season. He leads St. Louis Ambush 2, and he extends that lead with his 11th of the season. Tristan Austin, by the way, and Luanda Noganga tied for second on this team with 5 goals apiece. So the St. Louis Ambush have taken a 2-0 lead with 4:15 to play. Again, these teams fighting it out for that third spot in the North Division. Muskegon Risers have played one more game than the Ambush. They are sitting there at 2-8. St. Louis Ambush sitting at 2-7. But by goal differential, the Risers have the Ambush right now at 3rd place. The Ambush sitting in 4th. This game right now, though, if it continues at this pace, will certainly change the standings in the North Division. And the timeout on the field is breaking apart. St. Louis Ambush cruising right now, looking to get their first win in their home arena of the M1 team, as this is just the second game that STL Ambush 2 have played here in the St. Louis Family Arena. And again, Amon Mervin, how about the game that he's having today? Drops in a goal, then drops that perfect assist. That is one of the prettiest assists you'll see. Sometimes you just got to make the smart right move there, and that's certainly what he did. By the way, I just want to tell everybody, in the earlier game today, St. Louis Ambush scored 7 goals, and that meant that thanks to Clover, they're donating $700 for Greater Giving, a St. Charles-based charity. That means they raised $600 back on February 10th. They raised $700 today, and then they'll have one more chance to raise more money in the last game of the season on March 17th for the M1 squad. By the way, that March 17th game against the Kansas City Comets, our cross-state rival, will be Fan Appreciation Night, which is just going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, the Ambush 2 will be battling the Iowa Raptors that night, which means, again, just like today, you can get 2 games for the price of 1. That's March 17th here at the St. Louis Family Arena as the Ambush take on the Kansas City Comets and Ambush 2 take on the Iowa Raptors. And of course, guys, if you ever want to get any merchandise or anything, just check out the Ambush website. It's the best thing to do. And in fact, if you're wondering how to get involved in the soccer community around St. Louis, Ambush have some clinics coming up. They're hosting game day clinics this season where youth have the opportunity to train with the pros. The next Ambush clinic is going to be held on that last home game, March 17th. Just visit stlambush.com for more information and to register. Nothing better way than to get started with your soccer than with the St. Louis Ambush. Little back and forth play there. It eats up a minute of the clock. Still 2-0 here for the St. Louis Ambush. 3:11 left to play in the first. Luis Perez takes it away, works his way back down the field. He's got Nico Caritas driving, but he can't connect with him. Ambush still retain possession. Tristan Austin, nifty little move there. He's just going to leave it for Caritas. He's going to drop it to Landau, who wants to work it back, I think, to Caritas to reset. Long ball from Landau, trying to hook it up with Raul Ortega. Alayo, strong move there, but Barroso with another save. Luis Perez tries to pass that one off to Ortega, but he lost the ball. But he was able to somehow keep possession. I don't know how Luis Perez kept that ball, but it led to a foul call, and the Ambush are going to get a restart on the yellow line, or just behind it, I suppose. Landau sets up against the shell defense, drops it off to Caritas. Caritas across the face of the defense. Fejic, nifty move, pass to himself and into the side netting. Oh, baby, that's going to be a highlight you're going to want to clip off. Mermez Fejic, Magic Fejic. Let's call him that. The chip to himself over the goalie. I mean, how many times do you practice that move at home when you're a little kid of chipping the defender in the phone booth like that? Oh, baby, and then right foot into the side netting. There's absolutely no angle there. I wish Mark Moser, who had joined us for the M1 game, was able to be here for that goal, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is the definition of a goal scorer's goal. Mermez Fejic with the highlight reel. I don't know, we've had some pretty sweet goals already through the 3 here in this M2 game. I don't know how you beat that one, though, by number 58. Wow. Just keep playing that highlight the rest of the game, guys. That was magical. Big momentum is on the St. Louis Ambush 2 side here. The Risers got to get something going to slow down this team in pink, because they are flowing. Mervin, one-on-one now. He's got a runner from Curtis Kirby, doesn't hit him. Crashes back inside, he's trying to split the defense. He can't do it, we're gonna get a penalty. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, we're gonna get a blue card, a yellow card. I think we're gonna get both. I think we just saw a blue and a yellow in quick succession there against Torricelli for dissent. He was on the bench when those cards came out, and the officials did not like what they heard from him. So Torricelli is going to head to the box quick and in a hurry. So it was actually just a yellow card. My apologies. I thought the blue came out before the yellow. Guess that was the ref mispulling the card. And so it's just a yellow, which means Torricelli heads to the box, but the ambush do not go down a man. So still 5v5 for the last minute 12 of the quarter. Barroso punches it out, and then DJ Clark's ball goes into the stands. It's going to be an Risers restart, about 5 feet inside the yellow line, just inside that first panel. Risers restart. Loss gets it up the field to Dancer. Loss testing the right side of the ambush defense. Tries to get it down to Michael Schmidt. Schmidt wants a call there. And it'll go the ambush two's way. Nogenga resets. Down to Barroso. Barroso long ball. It'll go goalie to goalie. Lofgren, long ball here. Cuts inside Risers, and Schmidt misplayed that one. He had the back post wide open. That was a perfect run from Miguel Flores, something he does multiple times throughout a game. And that 5th assist from Flores, he's almost had it 3 or 4 times tonight, and that was another chance there for number 28. So deadly in this gray uniform. DJ Clark and Austin combined for that tackle. Clark down on the ground again, but he keeps on running, and there's a hand up in favor of the ambush as they reset there. Just 2 men below the yellow line now, just 1 now, as they're getting a sub off the bench. It's Luis Perez, and Brennan Austin takes a shot at the goal, and Lofgren settles that one as the end of the first comes here with a 3-0 lead for the St. Louis Ambush 2, and they have done it in a spectacular fashion. Amon Mervin, I thought, was going to be the only name that we would really leave the first quarter talking about, as he pulled away the first goal and had the assist on the second. But then number 58, Mermis Fejic, just had to come through with one of the prettiest goals you will ever see. We'll see that highlight on the other side. We'll also bring you the second quarter of this MASL 2 action between the St. Louis Ambush 2 and the Muskegon Riders on YouTube on MASL 2.
Stolen away by De Silva to Almeida. Little flip! Oh! It's back on the line! No, it's not! What a performance from Robbie Cristo, and what a nifty finish.
3 seconds left. Oh my God! I am the champion. Okay. I am the champion. Just get serious and lights, cameras, action. I'll dig it in whenever I play. I say I am the champion. I am the champion. If I do say so myself. Lights, cameras, action. Seriously. Whenever I play. I say I am the champion.
It's MASL2 action on YouTube, live from the St. Louis Family Arena between the St. Louis Ambush 2 and the Muskegon Risers. I'm Matthew Rocchio, and joined here for the second quarter by the co-owner of the St. Louis Ambush and the St. Louis Ambush 2, Shelly Clark. Shelly, thank you so much for joining us up here.
Yeah, you know, this is a different perspective up here. I'm very excited to get a new look. You know, it's the bird's eye view.
Absolutely, and a great game for you to join us for as the St. Louis Ambush 2 have opened up a 3-0 lead here as we head into the second quarter, and they've done it in spectacular fashion. I mean, the goals we've gotten to see tonight has been fun.
It has been a fun night. You know, the first MASL, the M1 game, you know, we lost in overtime, but I mean, when you go into overtime with 7 goals, you know, it's something for the crowd to cheer about.
Absolutely, and you know what? I talked about it earlier in the first quarter, but that special thing with the special agreement we're doing with Clover, where it's $100 for every goal,
yeah.
$600 for the first game, $700 for tonight. I mean, it's amazing. You know, we could hit that $2,000 mark total on Fan Appreciation Night on March 17th. That's such a special agreement. I love that what we're doing, working with that charity.
You know, it's all about giving back, and Clover, you know, is a great community partner, and they want to participate. So they're donating $100 per goal it's a charity called Greater Giving, based here out of St. Charles, and they work with local charities in need and try and help fill that need.
Xavier Brown with a shot there. Brendan Austin handles it there. We're going to get a handball on the Risers. That'll go against Taylor Pill, who gets time here and there with the M1 squad, the Milwaukee Wave, who were in here playing the M1 team, an 8-7 overtime victory for the Milwaukee Wave. It was a fascinating game, but nonetheless a heartbreaking loss for the St. Louis Ambush, no doubt there.
I mean, what is that? Is that like 5 games that we've lost by 1 goal?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's been a tough, close season in so many games, and I tell you what, you just got to respect those guys when they come out here. And not only that, I mean, every time they come out here to the St. Louis Family Arena, those guys give these fans just an incredible experience, just a close game every time.
Well, and, you know, that's something that's great about the second division here. You know, part of our goal with doing a second division team is identifying those local players. And it gives their families an opportunity to come out, support them, cheer for them. You know, several of the players coach here locally, so their teams get to come out and see that it's not just a coach on the field, you know, flapping their jaws, but, you know, these guys know what they're doing, and it brings a different level of respect, I think, and mentorship abilities for the guys who are participating. Yeah,
I heard when they announced Josh Landau, number 69 for Ambush 2, there was a big roar, and I was like, sounds like somebody coaches, and he's got his team in the building, and I absolutely love that. Just the family aspect of soccer really is different than any other sport, and obviously with what soccer has always been around St. Louis, and now with the structure and the infrastructure, I should say, coming to St. Louis for professional soccer, it's really special to see these teams growing. And you talked about it. Can you get into a little bit about your decision and the Ambush's decision to enter MASL2 this year?
Sure. You know, I think one of the challenges that you have at the top tier is how do you identify and bring on board, you know, the next rising star. And, you know, other than watching what other teams are doing and trying to take their players, unless you've got some kind of development structure in place, you can't pick out in a weekend tryout, you know, who's going to be that next person.
Amon Mervin trying to be that next person, and he gets his second assist of the game, and the goal scorer, Mario Morales, his debut in an MASL2 St. Louis Ambush 2 jersey, and another assist for Amon Mervin, who's having a game. 2 assists and a goal for Mervin. And again, the man making his debut, Mario Morales, number 64, is the wide open man on the opposite post. Look at Mervin there, calmly, convincingly, just breaks down the defense with the moves. And then there is Morales to put it away. Credit to Lofgren, who's able to get a hand on that one. That was a tough move for the goalkeeper. And you were just talking about it, identifying young players and giving them a chance to grow with the system, grow with the game that maybe they're not always, familiar with because of the difference between indoor and outdoor. And then see if maybe you find a dime in the rough. Maybe a guy who's wearing number 53 who has a goal and 2 assists already. Things like that.
I mean, it's definitely something, right? Those are the people that we're going to at least watch, and when you do a tryout over a weekend, you're seeing the guys, for a couple of hours, and you're seeing them around the talent that they're surrounded by. But when you're at this level, at least, you've got the ability to stand out, and not just. That was shot.
And talk about another one. Xavier Brown also, his first game for the Muskegon Risers, another one of those young players in the Michigan area that they've been able to identify and bring onto their roster. We were wondering to see if he would get involved. He has a powerful right foot and a classic little winger inverted move there, goes left to right from outside to inside and beats Joel Barroso, whose clean sheet gets a little marred as there's now a 4-1 game here, 11-minute mark just now passing. Still every goal tonight has just been special, and Noganga almost made it in another one. This is, and I tell you what, when you have this kind of goal, Shelly, this quality of soccer, that's the fun thing about indoor soccer is it can be so entertaining in these huge flashes where action is constantly happening, and getting another team on the field just means more action inside the St. Louis Family Arena.
It sure does.
Drew A. And also, how much was the thought process about also having an avenue for players like Zach Druhey and Nico Caritas, who maybe couldn't get as much time as you wanted with the M1 roster, about them getting more time in not just a practice setting?
Well, I think that, what it does is it puts them in, real-life game situations. The intensity is completely different at a game versus practice. And no matter how much time you practice, until you get on the game, when you get in this environment, you get on the field, and you've got the lights, and you've got the music, and you've got, people yelling, and you've got a true competitor, not just your own teammates. Completely different opportunity. And what it does is it allows us to then be able to get those guys field time. It allows them to figure their runs out. It allows them to become more intelligent in the game. Which then leads to that next step, which is to play more consistently, for an M1 team. Because that's ultimately why all these guys are on the field. They're hoping somebody's watching them. They're hoping that they're learning enough with the game, that their skills are sharp enough, their awareness is good enough to be able to go up to that next level and be a true professional athlete.
Muskegon Risers get a restart, trying to take a shot here. Noganga has been all over the place defensively today, has been a crucial player for the ambush defense. But pressure there on Morales, and then Miguel Flores is going to flush this one in. His 16th goal of the MASL 2 campaign. And the good and the bad there, when you're a young player like Morales, you're still learning the speed, the intensity of the game. You're thinking to yourself, there's not two players always that close to each other on the outside game, but here inside this arena, things happen quickly there, and Morales got caught a little bit there, and Miguel Flores, one of the best players in MASL 2, 19 points across just 8 games. He's now up to, I believe, 21 points here in his 9th game, and a dangerous player, number 28. Keep on watching, full eye out for him. There's a 4-2 game here, 9:15 left to play. Another big thing that kind of jumped out to me when this announcement was made was Donnie Alberti coming up as the head coach of MASL 2. How big was it from you guys from the perspective of developing everybody and having that mindset, down from Locker to Donnie and continuing that thought process? How important was it to get a guy like Donnie as your leader for this MASL 2 product?
Well, it's key. If the whole, goal and point of this is to have a consistent system, whether you're playing M2 or M1, if the coaching staff isn't on the same page, if they've got 2 different styles they're playing, then there's not that avenue for that M2 player to come right up. What we need is for when we're deep in the season, like we are right now, and guys start, if they have injuries. Like, I need a defender to be able to step right in and start going right away.
Exactly, yeah, and it's just so many opportunities, and that's a big thing in soccer, opportunities. And Alberti, Donnie, I mean, it's so much fun. I've been talking about my inside source about players to watch, and I will do the journalistically null thing and just say it's Donnie Alberti who's telling me which players to watch for. But here's the thing, and here's why I'm telling people, because his excitement when he says, "Hey, watch this player tonight," there's this genuine, real excitement because of his love for the game, his love for these players, and he's the one who said, watch him on Mervin. This kid's special. He put, watch Ryan Kidu. This kid's special. Not that he's, not saying every kid on this roster isn't working their ass off, but just his excitement of watch this kid, man. I love, because you can see people who love the game. They just like watching talent, and when you're a coach, you like nurturing talent, and I think you see that with Donnie, and I think that's why this MASL2 program is seeing some really special players already blossom.
For sure. Well, and, the coaching has to have some consistency, and Donnie has been with us for several seasons now, and, he and Jeff are on the same page when it comes to what we're trying to do, and understands that, like, our goal is to get these guys to be that next step. And I think that goes across the entire league. That's any owner of an M2 team. Like, their goal is to help these guys, nurture these guys, turn them, into the great players that they're capable of doing, and helping them, further that career along, whether it's, someone like us who has our own M2 team, or, it's someone like the Risers who has a partnership, with the Milwaukee Wave. The teams, that cohesiveness is what not only makes the sport great, but it gives us that depth that some sports miss.
Louis Perez shot there on Lofgren, sliding save. This past week, there was a special day. It was day honoring women in sports, and obviously, Shelly Clark, you're a co-owner of a sports team, and I just kind of want to get your opinion. What does it mean for you when there's a special moment? What does it mean for you to be a prominent woman in sports?
Well, let's talk about that in a second. First, I want to talk about why Brennan just got a blue card.
Yeah, we're going to have to look at...
Oh, that wasn't Brennan.
Fejic here gets hit for a blue, so Landau will have to come off, and the ambush 2 will be a man down again. The penalty kill coming into the game was only at 17%. They killed one and pulled up a shorthanded goal to start the game, and so that number's a little bit higher, but nonetheless, this has not been a strong suit of the ambush 2 this season. They've been improving on it here, and there's a step again from Mervin, who had the shorthanded goal earlier, and he's hunting for a second one. Won't get it there. Louis Perez, though, trying to make it happen. Some aggression here from the penalty kill. I like this from Mr. Alberti. On Mervin, on Flores, works it across the field. Dancer steps in with some silky moves like a stare, gets it over to Aleo. Back to Flores. Flores skies it. Field goal's good, but ambush 2 will now have the ball going the other way. Penalty now down to 1:23, 5:59 left to play. 4-2, the St. Louis ambush lead here, and we will have a stop and play for a timeout. Let's get back to that question.
Yeah, let's do. So I was actually had 2 things happen. Recently we celebrated the Women in Soccer Day nationally. I'm very proud to be, one of the very few female owners in our league. I think that the environment that I create within our organization is different from what you experience at a lot of different places. People nickname me, I'm the mama, and I do. I've got, 30, 40 additional sons that I never planned on having. But, from my perspective, in order to have a successful player, I need to make sure that individual player not only is, having the opportunity on the field, but that, like, in life, he has the opportunity to be successful. So, that is, what are you doing, for your body? What are you doing for your mind? How are you keeping healthy? How are you keeping fit? Mentally, are you engaged? And then not only that, but, this is a short season, right? We play, November through April?
Yeah.
If we're lucky.
Yeah.
And, the guys are practicing for 2 hours a day. max. You know, you've got games once or twice a weekend, but what are you doing in all that other time? How are you supporting yourself? Because especially at this level with M2, you know, they've got to have a job.
Yep.
And so it's a how are you preparing for your future? What is your goal? How do I help you achieve that? And honestly, it's about letting them know that somebody cares more than just, you know, come give me everything you've got on the field and then I'm never going to ask you how you are. So I have just a little bit of a different involvement, and honestly, it's an attachment to these guys. You know, it's wishing them happy birthdays. It's being excited when, you know, I find out wives are pregnant. And
that's what I was going to ask. That was my next question. You led right to it perfectly, which was going to be, I imagine, you know, much like, oh, here we go. Kidu chips the tender, and another beautiful goal. When will the highlights end? I hope never. Another one of the Alberti stars, we'll call them, as Ryan Kidu, his first St. Louis Ambush 2 game, and he puts up his first goal, and he does it in an impressive fashion as he chips Lofgren inside of a phone booth. I mean, you talk about outdoor players moving their game indoor. You would never chip the tender in that short of a span in the outdoor game, but in the indoor game, I mean, talk about adapting yourself. Ryan Kidu, off the bat in his second period of indoor action, puts up a goal, and here's it is. It's another shorthanded goal. We have 54 seconds left on this power play for the Risers. Unbelievable what we've seen here today. Flores trying to draw one back. Cross pass here from Aleo, and a save from Barroso. Kidu wants his second shorthanded goal of this power play. Kidu covering Flores. Flores works it back over the yellow line inside to Dancer. Dancer, fancy footwork there, off the wall there with the wall of Scora. And Torricelli was able to knock it down to Barroso. And the ambush 2 will reset.
you know, I think the other thing that this league does for players is, you know, it helps build that morale and that, you know, desire. I think it legitimizes for a lot of these guys, you know, what it is that they're doing. And when you can watch a player, especially when they're a man down, you know, you can watch a player come in and finish. I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, that was special. But what we were just talking, I mean, I imagine there's a lot of these players, especially guys, Lucas Almeida, who you know, you've seen them grow up, you've seen some of their kids grow up, you've seen them, you know, get in relationships, you know, get married, have kids. I imagine, like you said, you call them, you know, 50 sons you never planned. I imagine, like you said, that goes to every possible variable and emotional and logical conclusion.
It does. Well, and, you know, I've been involved with the organization since it started 11 seasons ago. So, you know, some of these guys have been with me the whole time. And especially since, you know, I took over majority ownership of it 7 seasons ago. And, you know, these guys have been my rock. They've, you know, your Lucas Almeidas, your James Thomases. I mean, they've been with me the whole time. And when they get married, you get excited. And, yeah, I mean, it's so much more than just what happens on the field during these 4 quarters. There's so much more to it. And I think that you can look at the stands right now. I mean, it's not as full as what we had at our first game. You know, there were, I don't know, 3,500 people here for the first game, but these people are still here. They're invested in these men on the field and helping somebody live a dream, right?
Absolutely. It has to then kind of touch your heart in a really special way to see James Thomas kind of get back going with the M1 squad the way he didn't score. No goals in his first 10 games before February 2nd, but he's been on an absolute heater as of late. He was crucial in some big goals tonight for the Ambush. It's got to feel great just to watch him really finally come back from just a devastating injury.
For sure. Yeah, no, when he spent, you know, the better part of the season out, and you know, it's not just the physical aspect of it, it's the mental aspect of it too. And that's the challenge, right? So I think one of the things that, again, I'm a nurturer. I'm a family first, I'm a community first, and those kinds of things, you know, hopefully translate to the boys on the field. Before every game, I'm in the tunnel giving them words of encouragement. And I'm a hugger, so I give everybody a hug. Like it's just part of what I do. It's part of who I am, and I think that they've come to appreciate our style of ownership.
Absolutely, and you've been here for so long. You said you've been here since the restart, and that makes me really wonder. Wow, what a save there! What a save there from Barroso. I have a theory here. We call Paulo the Brazilian Rob Lowe.
Yes.
And so my question is, has he aged at all? Is there any noticeable difference? Is there a line? Is there a wrinkle? Is there a crowfoot? Because the man looks just he looks like perpetually 28.
So if you compare him to Rob Lowe, I mean, Rob Lowe just keeps getting better.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, does the man age at all?
Yes, but no. But so much of that is mindset too.
Of course. So positive. Gosh, isn't he though? Such a hard worker.
Absolutely.
And talk about a guy who had to work back from a long injury, and I didn't get a chance to see Paulo before the injury. My first season was that season when he was injured, but watching him do what he has done this year in the last 2 years, as a guy who came back from an injury, I can't imagine how hard he worked to come back because he is still one of the top keepers in the entire league.
For sure. Well, and he's such a leader too, both on and off the field. I agree with you, but I can tell you, like, he's getting older. He doesn't bounce back quite as quickly as what he did 5 years ago. But as you know, keepers are tough players, man. Like, he takes more balls to the face and gets up and just, shakes it off and is like, oh yeah, no, I'm good, let's go. They're a certain kind of crazy, right?
Last 2 minutes here of the second quarter. Before we finish up the quarter here, has Nico Caritas, the just now birthday boy, the yesterday I should say, almost puts in a beauty into the upper 90, and the rebound falls right to the foot of Luis Perez, who's going to score his second goal of the game, his 12th goal of the campaign. Luis Perez looking great for the MASL too, as he always has. 12 goals now on the season through his 10 games. Nico Caritas tries it, but the woodwork rewards Luis Perez's positioning, and the Ambush now up 6-2 with $1:47 remaining.
Well, and it's so great to see Nico back on the field.
Isn't it? Yes.
He got taken out, 2 games ago or 2 weeks ago, and when he left here, he was in a boot on crutches, and we were thinking it was the end of the season, and he's bounced right back, and he's such a leader on this team. Even though he's wearing the captain's band, man, it doesn't just stop there. It is through and through. He is a true-born natural leader, and we're lucky to have him.
So one more home game and another 2 games for the price of one coming up on March 17th.
Yeah.
Fan Appreciation Night. What does it mean to you to have a special day like that for these wonderful fans?
Yeah, I think it gives us the opportunity to, first of all, appreciate and acknowledge them for being a part of what we're doing and the game that we're playing. And there's going to be giveaways all throughout the game. It's merchandise, it's T-shirts, it's gift cards from our partners. It's just honestly, it's a great opportunity for the family to come out just like they've been coming out all season, but just for us to put on the best product we can with a fun game.
Joel Barroso with a sliding save there to keep this one at 6-2, final minutes.
Yeah, he's had some great stops today.
Yes, he has, and another guy who's new to the St. Louis Ambush 2.
Yep.
And he has had an incredible debut so far. To beat him, Risers have had to put in some pretty hard shots, and he has made some incredible saves there. Barroso looking great, looking like a natural in between the pipes for the Ambush 2, 24 seconds left. Noganga puts it long. Mervin pressuring the defender, and it's going to be a foul against him. And the Risers ball with 18.8 left to go.
Yeah, Muskegon was great to work with today. These games are supposed to start immediately following the M1 games, and they worked with us to allow us to host a Backstoppers event right before this game, and we were able to raise some money and awareness for that organization. So we appreciate Matt Schmidt the ownership there who worked with us to make that happen.
Backstoppers, of course, an incredible charity here in the St. Louis area, working with the firefighters and the policemen. And those guys were out here, man, real athletes. It was a slow game, only one goal for a while there, but they got some goals there going in later in the game. So that is, of course, co-owner of the St. Louis Ambush, Shelly Clark. Shelly, thank you so much for joining the broadcast today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate everything you're doing again. Shelly Clark, co-owner of the St. Louis Ambush. Here we go. The St. Louis Ambush 2 are leading 6-2 over the Muskegon Risers here as we go into halftime of our game. This is MASL 2 on YouTube.
Feelings about body hair have changed a lot as I've been growing up.
This happened in like 2 days when I was 12.
I hate body hair.
It is such a pain.
Want to look your best and feel your best.
You really need something that's nimble. There's something that's gonna get it done fast.
Look at this. This is honestly really, really cool.
The adjustable pivoting head.
I can actually control that angle with one hand.
This light is actually really awesome.
That's something I've never had before.
Yeah, I'd feel pretty confident grooming anywhere with this device.
I feel good when I know that I have a say in what my body hair looks like. It helps my self-esteem.
Shoot! He scores!
What's up, soccer fans? This is the MASL in 5. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. Great to see you again. I've only got 5 minutes to get you caught up on all that's gone down in the league over the past week, so let's go.
Belliard. Alves shot. Zierhofer the save. Zierhofer looking for number 3. It's a hat trick. It's a goalkeeper hat trick for Mike Zierhofer, and the Blast lead at 13-5. You'll never ever see it again.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Mike Zierhofer, the Baltimore keeper, became the first goalkeeper in MASL history to record a hat trick in a game against Utica City on Saturday. Most importantly for Baltimore, they won the game 13-6, but congratulations, Mike. What an accomplishment. Looking at the standings, this is why it was so important to Baltimore. Here are the overall standings. Let's look at the East, though. Number 4, Kansas City in that last playoff spot, 28 points. Baltimore in 5th, though. 7 points behind, but 4 games in hand to make up the difference. Dallas taking on Tacoma in a heck of a game last week. Back and forth the entire way this contest went. It needed overtime to settle things. That's where former Panamanian international Blas Perez took over.
He looks for Perez in behind. And Perez pokes it! And he's won the game! Blas Perez!
Yeah, way to go, Dallas. Just its second win of the season so far. Marco Fabian, what more can we say about the former Mexican international? 2 more goals against San Diego last week. He now has 20 goals in his first 13 MASL games. He scored in every contest so far. Big matchup next week. San Diego hosting Chihuahua at Pechanga Arena. Sunday, March 3rd, 5:05 local time. Chihuahua has taken down the Sockers both times they've played so far this season. We had Oscar Sanchez on MASL Monday last week. He talked about their increasing confidence against the Sockers.
I think that now they have more confidence because they have beat them at home and away. So I think they are more confident. But you know what? This can change in every game. I think they are both the same power, and nothing is guaranteed, you know, but I think Chihuahua now has that confidence that not scared to play in San Diego or against San Diego.
Okay, taking a look at your top 5. Nick Pereira continues to lead the way with 36 points, followed by Luis Morales, Zach Reggett, Marco Fabian cracking the top 5 with 31 points, and Nilton De Andrade of Utica rounding at the top 5 also with 31 points so far. Players of the week were announced. What an addition Ricardo Dieguez has been for the Baltimore Blast. He had a heck of a week, 13. 5 goals in a single game against Utica City. He has absolutely been on fire defensively. Hueropino of the San Diego Sockers getting the nod. He had 3 assists plus 3 blocks in week 13 for the Sockers. And in goal, well, Mike Zierhofer, yeah, he made a ton of great saves. We're also going to, of course, talk about his 3 goals. First time in MASL history, the keeper had a hat trick. 13 saves, though, in that win also against Utica. Power rankings from MASL Monday. Monterey on top, followed by Chihuahua, San Diego, Utica, Milwaukee. Then it's Tacoma, Baltimore, the Outlaws, KC, and St. Louis Ambush rounding out the top 10. Here are some of your top plays from the past week.
Thrown distribution, Fernandez, a great touch, a collision from the center, and a goal for Hundel.
Into the corner, Reyes tries for the wall to score. Back to Mendez! Oh, are you kidding me, Uzi Tayu?
Will Escape did because of duty with the futsal club. He comes streaking into the zone, shot, and a goal.
Leo back to Cardenas. Low shot, he scores!
A legend in this game. Riley Urey with some space. Riley Urey finding the back of the net. His second goal in the Major Arena Soccer League.
And a torch from the point. They score. It's Leite.
Here comes Fuentes out wide to the right. Brandon shoots, and Gonzalez scores, and just like that, it is over.
In behind. Perez pokes it, and he's won the game. Blas Perez.
Belliard, Alves shot, Zierhofer the save, Zierhofer looking for number 3. It's a hat trick! It's a goalkeeper hat trick for Mike Zierhofer, and the Blast lead at 13-5. You'll never ever see it again.
And of course, you can stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL all throughout the season with great feature stories, the latest news, statistics, by checking out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
The doctors of Signature Orthopedics are committed to providing the most advanced and innovative diagnostic, treatment, and if needed, surgical options available in the entire St. Louis region. With 22 orthopedic surgeons and pain management specialists, board certified in every aspect of orthopedic care, including sports medicine, we have you covered. From foot, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and spine. Contact Signature Orthopedics today.
Daniel's experience with Kickaroos is he loves putting on the jersey every Saturday. He comes out, enjoys being part of the team, playing around with the ball, learning the game from his coaches, and skills that can last him a lifetime.
You know, this is what young kids sports should be like. It should be fun, it should be engaging, it should be positive. And my son Henry, when I tell him today is Thursday, he's like, is tomorrow soccer day? It's like, no, tomorrow's Friday, and then Saturday is soccer day. For a 4-year-old to have that sort of desire to keep doing an activity, it says a lot about the program. I feel like every coach that we've interacted with, they truly enjoy working with the kids. So at the end of the practice, I make it a mission of mine to say thank you and say, hey, how is my kid doing? And they're all like, oh, he's having so much fun and we love having him. And so it's clear that everybody involved really enjoys kids.
I love soccer so much, and just being a part of the game, being able to coach kids and like being able to influence them like at such a young age in this great sport, it's really something.
Some inspiration toward the middle with SK.
I hate body hair. Reason being, I used to be a bodybuilder. You want to make sure you're nice and neat. I like this. You can get places that, normally I couldn't reach before. So yeah, this is really nice.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
Welcome back into the St. Louis Family Arena. St. Louis Ambush 2 facing off against the Muskegon Risers. And the St. Louis Ambush 2 currently leading 6-2 after 1 half of play. We've had a fascinating game here, 8 goals in the first half. And I think all 8 would make one heck of a highlight reel. 2 shorthanded goals for St. Louis Ambush 2 as they fight for their first win inside of the M1 home arena in just their second game here. First game was a loss to the Demon Hawks last time out. They'll have a third shot for a victory here in the St. Louis Family Arena as they will go for another game facing after the M1 game against the Kansas City Comets on Fan Appreciation Night coming up on March 17th. Again, another night where it's 2 games for the price of 1. As Mervin having the game of games right now, 1 goal and 2 assists, and let's make it 3. A hat trick of assists for Mervin as he wins the ball off the right side and gives it to the goal scorer galore for the St. Louis Ambush 2, Louis Perez, whose hat trick of assists from Mervin is now matched by a hat trick of goals from Louis Perez. Count them, 11, 12, and 13 on the season for him. Mervin, one-on-one here in the corner. He just wins that ball. Got another defender on his back, and it doesn't matter. He centers the ball, and Louis Perez getting knocked down while he shoots, puts in his 3rd goal of the game, the 7th goal for the St. Louis Ambush 2, who are now leading 7-2 with 14 minutes left to play here in the 3rd. Mervin now has a goal and 3 assists. Louis Perez, 3 of the 7 goals for the Ambush. And they have pulled away here, 7-2 lead. A change at goalkeeper for the Ambush for the second half. Joel Barroso, a great first half, just 2 goals allowed. But Jose Ogaz, an M1 player in a lot of ways for the Ambush. You can see he's in the M1 Ambush goalkeeper kit. He is now between the pipes for the Ambush. Lofgren, the one goalie who has played for the Muskegon Risers this year, is still in net for them. As a nice play here, and Jose Ogaz with a sweet save there, bats it down. Aleo tries to beat the keeper and couldn't do it. Mermes Fejic, I was going to say he has the best goal of the game, but it's hard to say. And Ryan Kidu, already a goal, tries to add an assist. Off the wall, Tristan Austin. Lofgren with an easy save there. Kirby lines one up there, and it's going to be wide left. Torcelli is going to try to run this one down. Can't win that one. Loses that battle to Dancer. Light on his feet, but heavy in his base. Wins the ball there, and a restart for the Risers. Hill restarts for the Risers. They turn this one over. Now it's DJ Clark for the Ambush. Off the wall, no wall scorer there. He was trying to get to the middle for Ortega. No Ganga. Recycles for the Ambush, gets it over to Morales. Morales beat for 1 goal. Scored 1 before that. His debut here for the Ambush too. And a turnover there from Zach Drewy. He's hustling back, trying to make up amends for that one. As Daniel Arellano, was ready for that one. Little thing I learned earlier this week, double L in Argentinian is supposed to be pronounced with an SH sound. Still not know if I'm doing it right, and I apologize if I'm not. Blue card here on the field. Third blue card against the Ambush. And the Risers will look for a power play goal. Now here's the thing for the Risers. They have allowed 2 shorthanded goals in the last 2 power plays, but they also did rock in a power play goal of their own. So we'll see how this one goes for them. Move over to Xavier Brown on that play. Brown, one of the goals for the Risers this evening. A blast down on the other side of the field. So Risers here against a compact box of the penalty kill for the Ambush, whose penalty kill came into this game at 17%. Dancer gives it to Brown. Brown tries to set it up perfectly for Calabrese. It was just off. Calabrese, so far the only debut player without a goal. We've had 4 players making their MASL2 debut that are not M1 players as well. Calabrese the 4th. The other 3 have scored today. Morales, Kidu, Xavier Brown for the Risers, and again, Calabrese number 4. Mervin steps up on that one, but it's a big save from Jose Ogaz. And then Torricelli gets his body in front. Luis Perez tries to press the ball there on Xavier Brown. And ball's out off Brown. No touch there from Perez. And Caritas will reset Perez, getting a little cherry pick. They don't go straight to it. Ogaz wants him to come back, but Perez calls his shot, deep ball there. Xavier Brown, the hops to get up on that one. Falls right into the corner of the wall in the field and stops there. Falls onto the field of the Ambush, on the feet of the Ambush. Mervin now down the left side. He's going to reset it to Caritas. Caritas is going to look over to Torricelli. They are shorthanded right now, but they're controlling the ball. Perez to Torricelli. They're looking for their 3rd shorthanded goal of the game. They didn't have a single one coming into this game at all throughout the season. They already got 2 today, and it looks like they're hunting for a 3rd one. Xavier Brown restarts this power play attack for the Risers. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Last chance they have here to draw one back. 7-2 game, 10-13 left to play. Easy drop off there to the middle, but there's so much pink in there, and you can't get past that as Caritas blasts that one off, and now we will have 6 seconds left for the penalty, so they will get a 5-on-4 restart. Jonah Dancer comes in to take the kick, and Michael Schmidt, big number 68, is going to shade Caritas. He's going to join the wall. And then a long shot there for the Risers goes high off the post. And they'll have 2 seconds left in the penalty. It's still 5-on-4. Dancer steps up off Mervin's shoulder. Reset here, and it was another one by Taylor Pill, but he couldn't get to that one, and so we will have Ortega come out of the box for the Ambush 2, make it 5v5, and it will be Ambush ball after Pill couldn't handle it. 10:01 left to play. Ambush 5-goal lead as Torricelli gets it off to Austin here. You just could never tell that Tristan and Brennan are brothers. You just would never be able to tell that the Austins are from the same stock. They don't look exactly alike or anything. Here comes Michael Schmidt, and Schmidt, oh, Ogaz pushes that one just high enough that it hits off the post. One of 2 brother combos in the Ambush organization, by the way. The Brennan Austin brothers, Brennan and Tristan Austin brothers, and also John A. and Will Eske on the M1 squad. That's why talking with co-owner of the Ambush earlier, Shelly Clark. Really is something that makes soccer special. It's a family, and whether you have the local flair, sometimes you get families like the Austins and the Eskes that come here to this organization and really help put their stamp on it. DJ Clark trying to get things going down the left wing, but he falls down. Slipped there. Guarded heavily by Brandon Edwards. Drew Hay, long pass to the left side to Tristan Austin. Austin draws one defender, tries to beat Brown with a nifty little move up the left side. Gets it to Brennan Austin. Brennan Austin doubled, gets it back to Tristan. Tristan back heels it, resets it to Nogango on the backside. Nogango flips it over to Drew Hay. We're now right side dominant. Now back to the left side for Nogango. Tristan Austin gonna drop it off to Drew Hay, who moves up to Fejcic. Fejcic gets it past a pressing heavy Risers squad. Then the ball ends up on Aleo's foot. Cesar Aleo moving up the left side. Gets it down to a 1-2 pass off. Pill Resets it. Alayo loses it on the right side to Drouet. Lofgren will come up, settle it, and tries to put it down the middle, and Ogaz will have a kick on it off the wall. That'll be a turnover and go the other way. Miguel Flores, leading scorer for the Risers, where we started here. 7:52 left to play. Alayo passes it off. Risers taking a big shot here. Ogaz, big save as Cody Lost tried to tack one up from outside. Alayo again. Resets to Lofgren. Lofgren looked in deep. He's going to try the right side to Miguel Flores. Flores can't come up with it, but Ogaz comes down with it and gets a little bump to his back from Brendan Edwards. Drouet, Kirby, play pass, and then Kirby slicing pass down to Mario Morales on the left side. Morales off the wall. Can't connect with it, crashing him on Mervin. Good save there by Lofgren. And Miguel Flores gets some turnage here at the midfield. Works down the right side. He had a man. Cody Lost on the post. No go there, but then the crashing Daniel Arellano makes it 7-3. We're going to get a timeout here on the field. Looks like it's from the Ambush side as they let up their third goal of the game. Daniel Arellano. No harm here from the defense. Great ball there from Flores as he tries to beat the defense. Great save, really, by Ogaz on Cody Loss. It's hard on those pinpoint saves like that. It's hard, point blank, to catch the ball. I mean, you're doing anything you can just to stop it from going to the net. You're not worrying about catching it. And so those juicy rebounds are really the thing you got to worry about when you have those close-range shots like Cody Loss was able to tack up against Ogaz, because then it falls right to Daniel Arellano, and there's nothing you can do. You're Jose Ogaz. You're trying to come back from just getting piped into the hands with an absolute scorcher, and not much you can do when Daniel Arellano is just able to take you over like that. Daniel Arellano, great job there getting the third goal. Ambush 2 still looking good, a 7-3 lead with 6:52 left in the third. Unfortunately, I don't even know that much about Argentinian, as I'm pretty sure I'm saying Daniel Arellano's name's wrong, and I want to apologize to him for that, but I learned earlier today from a completely unconnected thing that the double L sound in Argentinian apparently is supposed to create a sh sound, but I'm not really sure how to pronounce Mr. Arellano's name, so I'm just going to go with Arellano, and if it's wrong, well, Daniel, you can yell at me after the game, sir. I'm being told that Argentina is the only one that uses the capybara leather, and Venezuela is the only one that uses the meat. I wonder what capybara, I would like something in capybara. And I do know that, while not, in Argentina, I understand they're just using the leather because there are so many freaking cows in Argentina. You don't think about Argentina, but if you know anything about Argentina, there's just a boatload of cows in that country. Grass-fed beef is right. Ahmad Mervin, Ryan Kidu, excuse me, handles it there. Tristan Austin, Tristan Austin, that's going to be a foul against him. I'm surprised we didn't get a quick card there because Austin got a little extra there. We're just going to get a high five from the respective number 2s, Tristan Austin and Cesar Alayo. The only other thing I know about Argentina is that there are whole towns in Argentina that dress in lederhosen and speak German, and I'll let you figure out the rest of that on your own. Risers getting something going here. Cesar Alayo takes the long pass there. He looked like he was trying to skip one to Dancer or Brown and just got away from him. Speaking of skipping one long, Nico Caritas lets that one get away from him, and that's going to be a infraction against the pass of Nico Caritas, which means we're going to take the ball all the way up to the top of the circle for the Risers. So this will be a juicy restart chance for the Risers to try to get goal number 4 and continue to pull this one back. And that was Pill trying to take a long one, but it just got a little high on him. And it looks like he's motioning to Arellano that he wanted the ball in a little bit of a different spot, as that restart does not go the Risers' ways. Remains 7-3 for the St. Louis Ambush. Mirmez Fejic somehow handles the ball through 3 defenders and then gets it to Louis Perez. See, the problem here is my producers having me give you guys random facts. And the last thing that I need to get started on is random facts, because I'm full of random facts, people. And none of them are useful. You didn't need to know that there's a lot of grass-fed beef in Argentina, but now you do. And so if I do go on a extremely extemporaneous tangent, it's my fault, but it's not entirely my fault is what I'm saying. Torricelli, the best production crew in the business here in the St. Louis Family Arena. Absolute kings. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. Of course, the camera crew always the best throughout the game. No way we're able to get all these incredible angles of these wild goals tonight without the incredible work of our camera crew. Of course, kings and queens. It's like actors, you know. It's kings is just a universal term, like dudes. Morales down the right side, and he takes a hard hit into the boards, and we're going to get a penalty call here and a reset. The Ambush will be in a good position on this free kick. .433 left to play here in the third. 7-3. St. Louis Ambush 2. And you know what? I've been negligent, and I want to apologize, because I told everyone at the beginning of the broadcast, hey, if you want to get after me because we don't have a chat on this broadcast, you can just tweet me at ROCCESPN. You can do that now. There's nobody has, but you can if you want to. If you have an issue with my facts about Argentina, again, not entirely my fault, but I will take the blame. Jose Ogaz rolls this one out to Zach Druhey with a head of steam. Druhey from left to right gets to Mervin. Mervin had to stop it. Ball almost took him with him. DJ Clark, excuse me. Uzun Ogenga. DJ Clark, by the way, a pretty solid wide receiver for a couple different franchises. Does not nearly have the hair game that DJ Clark does. I'll say that right now. Number 62 with the beautiful set of dreads. Brennan Austin tacks one up there off the glass, no goal. And the Risers have the ball back. Almost put it off the wall back into Brennan Austin, but a long clearance here, which means we'll get an infraction, 3-line pass. And the Ambush will get a ball in a good spot here, as they will now get a reset on a red dot right there on the yellow line. Landau looks like he's going to set up for the Ambush. Him and Kirby with a discussion. Kirby sets it down to Fejic, and Fejic denied by the 90-degree angle. Just like me in third grade math class, I tell you what. Fejic now on defense. Risers moving it forward, but we're going to get another foul here. A lot of people like to say that when they added like letters into math, that's where it got confusing with them. For me, it was shapes. That was where math went wrong for Matthew. Then I got back in my game with those letters. Ambush leads 7-3, 3:02 left to play. More stories of my grade school learnings coming up later on in the broadcast. Dancer with the Fred Astaire feet, like I said earlier. Man, he lives up to that name. Morales couldn't win that header. Ball's on the ground there. Ogash tries to kick it out, and it falls to the feet of Taylor Pill. Pill and Mervin fighting for it. Mervin refuses to lose this battle. Fighting with Dancer now. Fouls to Morales, who gets it to Landau. Landau able to express it out to Perez. Perez on the right side looking towards the middle. He's going to weave it through 3 different defenders of the Risers, but he couldn't keep it. But Curtis Kirby able to clean things up. Falls to the foot of Alayo. Nifty little pass. Didn't understand what his teammate was doing with the ball there as they put it back in the air, and it's an ambush possession. It'll bounce out. Ball goes the other way to the Risers. Miguel Flores tried to get a run there off a quick restart, but they're going to have to slow it back down and reset it. Nico Caritas runs on from the bench for the ambush. 2:07 left to play. 7-3 lead still for the ambush. Morales gets it down to Kidu. Kidu down to the left side, tries to break one-man defender. One last defender, and he would have had all green for the pass. Couldn't do it, though. Great defending by Cody Loss. Ambush tried to get Morales going on the run, but Loss came in with a rough tackle, and that'll be another foul. Loss's second foul of this second half. Minute 36 left to play. Nico Caritas slows things down, pulls it back, gets it over to Kidu. Kidu's going to head over to the bench. And there's Brennan Austin off the wall. It's going to get away from Glofgren, and Torricelli tried to catch up to the ball and take advantage of an empty net, but he couldn't do it, and he slipped in the process. Score remains 7-3. Brennan Austin trying to find Tristan. Couldn't do it. Turns over the ball, going the other way. It's going to be Arellano. Arellano to Xavier Brown. And a sliding tackle there from Caritas clears it away from the ambush. 57 seconds left to play. Brennan Austin's going to pressure the ball here. But they're going to get it over to Pill. Pill up to the right side. Wants to reset here after not getting the run he wanted from his teammates. Xavier Brown, quick foot there, down into the middle, and looks like a rough turn from Miguel Flores. Fedgic going the other way. Here comes Zach Druhey. Druhey down the left side. He's got numbers. Druhey, pass it. DJ Clark. Oh no! Clark misses the ball, and then it was Brennan Austin who couldn't finish it off. A wide open chance for the ambush to make it 8-3. But so far, not able to jump on it. 9 seconds left. 7-3 game. Here we go, another break here. Tristan Austin now. Xavier Brown off the wall to Druhey, and it will fall right into the hands of Jake Lofgren. 2.7 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Number 23, Xavier Brown, is first in the half.
Four-goal lead here for the ambush. Not much has changed here in the third, except for the Risers pulling one back to make it a little bit closer. Ambush, one last shot here before we head to the final frame. 2.7 seconds left. Drouet steps into it. Louis Perez, one last shot off the wall, and that'll end the third quarter. A 7-3 lead for the St. Louis Ambush. We didn't get many goals in that frame, but when we did, they were still pretty fun to watch. We'll go back and watch some of the highlights here when we come back on the other side. This is MASL 2 on YouTube as the St. Louis Ambush 2 face off against the Muskegon Risers. 7-3. Come back on the other side. It's the fourth quarter.
This is my canvas. I groom mainly, I get my upper body, like I have shoulder hair, little bushy mountains. I want something that knows what it's doing, can actually get to my back and my shoulder. This is nice. This is good.
Get your tickets now
by going to STLambush.com. Come experience all the exciting action of St. Louis Ambush indoor soccer.
Restore Chesterfield is the official wellness and recovery center for your St. Louis Ambush. We offer cryotherapy, IV drips, hyperbaric oxygen, and so much more. Bring your ticket stub and receive 1 free core service. See you soon, and go Ambush!
Inspiration toward the middle with SK!
Welcome back into the Family Arena here, St. Louis, Missouri, for MASL 2 action between the Muskegon Risers and your St. Louis Ambush 2. You're here for the 4th and final frame. Of course, we could go to overtime as the St. Louis Ambush 2 do lead 7-3 here, entering the planned final frame. Of course, earlier tonight, the M1 game between the parent club of the St. Louis Ambush 2, the St. Louis Ambush, and the affiliate club of the Risers, the Milwaukee Wave, went to overtime, 7-7 tie game, which eventually the Milwaukee Wave walked away with an 8-7 win. They had to come back from a 7-4 deficit, I should say, in the final frame. Can their affiliate club, the Muskegon Risers, make a similar, if not more difficult, change here and come back from a 4-goal deficit in just this final frame? 15 minutes on the clock. We'll see in another 15 what happens and if they're able to do it. If not, the MASL 2 St. Louis Ambush 2 will be able to take possession of 3rd place in the North Division with their 3rd win of the season. And play underway. Jose Ogaz again in goal for this second half for the Ambush 2. Michael Schmidt gets a good pass there, but Luis Perez jumps in there, turns it back around, and he turns it over to Jonah Dancer. Dancer now, fancy footwork. To his left, he's got Pill. He's going to drop it off to Pill. Pill back to Dancer. Dancer pirouettes, works it back to Aleo. Leo back to Pill. Pill steps forward. He's going to tack one up there. It's going to go high. Right between the pipes, but just a little too high there. 3 points, but nothing on the board. And that ball's going to roll under the stands. And we're going to need a new one put into play here for the Ambush 2 as we look at 14:19 on the clock. And I respect the listeners here on the YouTube channel as you guys have come through. As I am looking at my YouTube now, the Port City supporter says, there are so many cows in Argentina, quote unquote. This is the content we crave here in Muskegon. Random Muskegon fact, Iggy Pop was born here. Hey, that's a good Muskegon fact. I like that. Iggy Pop born there, okay. Listen, I didn't plan to give you guys Argentina facts, it just came up. As Kidu tries to weave his way through the Riser defense, drops it off to Mervin. Mervin working on a goal and 3 assists in this game. Kidu steps up into the box, tries to force the turnover there, no go. Xavier Brown had the ball, but Mervin just took it away from him, trying to go for goal number 2, and he puts it right into the chest of Lofgren. No goal number 2 for Mervin. 3:26 left to play, 7-3 game here. Lopez Demetro on Twitter says, Argentina that, free Rio. I mean, sure, why not? I guess that guy's pro-Brazilian. I don't know. What are we doing here? Xavier Brown. I know less about Brazil than I do Argentina, and I don't know a lot about Argentina. I know one thing about Brazil, and that's they speak Portuguese. That's all I got for you guys. I didn't say they were good facts sometimes. Sometimes they're just facts. My producer is trying to get me in trouble in my ear. Curtis Kirby settles the ball. Fedjic settles it down to Torricelli. We had one other response on the Twitter, if you want to tweet at me, ROCCESPN, Eric Callahan. Who has impressed you in the M2 game? I tell you what, Amon Mervin jumps off the screen every time you watch this game tonight. 1 goal, 3 assists. He's an absolute dog on defense. I mean, should he gotten penalized for maybe 1 or 2 of his steals? Probably, but he's just out here saying, that's the ball, I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to go score with it. It's exactly what he did with his latest assist when he just ripped the ball away in the corner in a battle and then just calmly passed it off to Luis Perez for Perez's hat trick. At the same time, Luis Perez has a hat trick, so that's been pretty impressive. But maybe, Curtis Kirby just took a big knock from Cody Loss. No call there, and Kirby still pretty mad about it. I gotta say, Mirmes Fedjic, who I'm butchering the poor man's name, has 2 goals this game, and they are 2 of the most impressive goals you will ever see. Like 0 angle on one of them. Another one, he volleys a defender to himself. He's been impressive today as well. Ambush 2 really have been impressive here. Oh, and almost another one there. This time it was the M1 guys getting involved as Curtis Kirby put it off the wall. And Tristan Austin was inches away from blasting in the 8th goal of the night for the Ambush 2. Luis Perez trying to go for the hat trick +1 as he almost won that ball there. So really those 3 names have to be the most impressive ones tonight because Mervin's been the most involved, Perez has the hat trick, and then Fedjic has done the stylistic, the flair. Because when you watch these highlights tonight, this might not have been as close of a game as the M1 game, but the goal quality in this game has been unbelievable. Oh, no. Oh, it was a misplay there for the Risers against the Ambush as Xavier Brown dummied the free kick, but there was no one else there to take the free kick. He dummied it without a secondary man ready for it. And so the Ambush were able to jump on it and tried to turn the possession clean the other way. It didn't go their way, and now it's actually the Risers with a potential shot in transition. Slipped there, defended by Brendan Austin, and now both people on the ground, Zachary Drouet and the Riser both went down to the ground quickly, but we're all friends here. Help everybody else up. Handshakes all around. Miguel Flores took a little bit of a knock as he's slow to get into the bench. They're going to need to take a look at him. Flores, again, the leading scorer for the Risers coming into this game. 19 points, 15 goals, 4 assists in the 8 games he's played. And he's added a couple goals tonight. And Ryan Kidu also has a goal as a debut player tonight for Ambush 2. He passes off to another debut goal scorer in Morales. And now it's off the wall to Kidu. Kidu back to Ortega, and then Ortega tried to set it back to Kidu for another quick 1-2. Probably should have just taken a shot on the first one there as Landau tries to close off defensively, and he's able to get it back the second time onto the feet of Ogaz. Back to Landau. Landau outside to Caritas. Caritas up to the left side to Ortega. Ortega slows it down, but then he's pulled down by Calabrese, another debut player here for the Risers. 4 debuts in this game across the 2 teams. 3 of them have been goal scorers so far. Kidu, one of those players. Nico Caritas had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to our boy Nico, as it's his first MASL 2 game as he's returning from injury with the M1 squad. Jorge Ogaz lets it roll back to the box proper, and he'll pick it up and reset it. Long pass here. DJ Clark on the other end of it. Dread's flying on the right side. He tries to get it back to Ortega, but Ortega's momentum took him off from the pass position. They're out of position, and now Elias going the other way. Great job there by Fedgic on the press. He turns it back over. Clark back to Fedgic. Now over to Landau. Landau resets to Clark. Ambush setting up slowly here. Ortega gives it back to Noganga. And Fedgic again. Long ball, Noganga to a wide open Torricelli. Torricelli tries it here. Little scissor kick there, and it looks like he might have taken a cleat to the head as Brown was trying to defend him. Earlier we read the random Muskegon fact from Port City supporters. Iggy Pop was born here. I don't think I can name an Iggy Pop song off the top of my head. Rust for Life? Lust for Life. It's one of those songs that I bet you I've heard it, but it's like I know of Iggy Pop. I'm not like that culturally ignorant. I know of Iggy Pop, but I can't know any Iggy Pop off the top of my head. By the way, right now it's really hard to talk at all because DJ Prue's playing a EDM remix of Rickroll, and I feel like he's personally Rickrolling me right now. I feel like I'm being Rickrolled by my DJ in Stadium, which is really shaking me right now, honestly. Brendan Austin shaking as well. Falls down to the ground here, no whistle. So just a quick reset here as Pill plays it out from the back and then works his way up over to the left side. Ball on the right side for the Risers. They try to get it down to Schmidt. And Schmidt, guarded by Noganga, hasn't been able to get the best of that move just yet. I'm going to try to find everybody the name of the mix that DJ Prue's playing right now because it's Avicii combined with Smash Mouth and Rickrolling. And Amon Mervin just continues to make magic. Solidifies as my top most impressive player of the game. His second goal of the game adds that to 3 assists as well. And Amon Mervin, the man that Donnie Alberti told us to watch out for before the first game against the Demon Hawks, has came here to play in game number 2. A crash there from from Louis Perez, just barely missed the goal there. He wasn't too happy as he's careening off the glass off the left side. Mervin sitting there on the right side and just slowly but surely taking care of business. TCB, Amon Mervin. That's the name of the game for him today. A 5-pointer for Amon Mervin as the Ambush have now taken an 8-3 lead with 7.5 minutes left to play. We will have a quick conversation here on both sides for these teams. Not sure why I know who Iggy Pop is, but I can't name a single Iggy Pop song. But that's what I'm dealing with here. And so I apologize to the great residents of Muskegon for not knowing your artists, because I bet you guys could name a Nelly song. And for that, I'm sorry. I apologize also for being late on that goal call, but DJ Prue shook me with the wildest remix song I've ever heard in my entire life. That's the kind of shenanigans we're getting into today at the Family Arena here. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis Ambush 2 taking on the Muskegon Risers. 8-3. Muskegon going to need to rise to the occasion now. A 5-goal deficit, 7.5 minutes left. And honestly, at this point, I have one question left for the broadcast. And you can really tweet me this one. ROCC ESPN on Twitter. Have I overused the dance move references for when Jonah Dancer touches the ball? Have I gone a little bit too hard there? Let me know, because I got like 18 left in my pocket. I'm going to try to use them all. Risers restart here. 7.5 minutes left to play. Alayo pressured by Austin. He's going to try to beat him one-on-one. Tristan Austin not playing around here. Getting a little handsy, trying to win this ball. And Alayo's going to go down to the ground. No whistle here. Tristan Austin now leaning on Xavier Brown. Xavier Brown gets it open to a wide open Flores. And unfortunately, can't get anything going here. Lofgren brought out of position, tried to get rid of it. But then Morales kept on fighting, and he wins it for the ambush. And he's going to go down. Alayo not happy with the call there. Call goes his way. Long ball from Alayo. Xavier Brown trying to chest that one down. Can't get his footing. Cody Loss, steps up on that one. Xavier Brown into the corner, and then the header to follow up. Brendan Edwards, the 4th goal of the game for the Risers as they draw one back and make it 8-4 with 6:45 left to play. Jose Ogaz inches away from keeping that one out of the net. A great try by Brown, but a great job by Edwards to keep fighting for positioning and eventually winning that header here. Loss bats it away. Brown with the scissor kick, got on top of it, kept it down, put it in the corner, almost gets it past Ogaz, but then it's number 6, Brendan Edwards, who's able to finish it, makes it 8-4. All I know is PJ Prue playing Roxanne right now. That's by the Police. And I'll tell you this right now. I knew about the Police for years, but I had no idea the lead singer of the Police was Sting. That part was completely, that part was completely just separate from my mind. I had no idea. I knew him as a completely separate artist, and then I learned, oh, hey, that's the guy from the Police, okay. And it looks like Flores might have dislocated a finger as he's getting that worked on right now by the trainers for the ambush. It looks like they might be resetting a finger or something along those lines. I think he might have gotten something, or did he cut his finger? With the look of the grimace on his face here from the excellent camera work by our crew. The grimace on his face, it looked like something a little bit worse than a cut. It looked like they might have been trying to pop something back into place. But Flores very quickly went to the ambush bench to get taken care of by the incredible training staff here at the St. Louis Family Arena in the St. Louis ambush. And he took a hard fall there. Nico Caritas, sliding tackle there, sent him to the ground, and he immediately wanted to get that one looked at. And they're going to restart play here as Flores remains the lone gray jersey on a pink bench as he gets worked on. Caritas on the right side, one-on-one with Dancer. Little waltz there, and Caritas comes away with it on a reset. They get it down. Orellano was trying to reset it, but he couldn't handle the tap. It wasn't a good place. You gotta be more direct there. And Brennan Austin makes him pay for number 9 for the St. Louis Ambush 2. Orellano has been having a solid game for the Risers. He's been one of the more consistent producers for them today, but he tried to settle this one off his chest, and he put it right off the chest of Brennan Austin as he tried to turn and clear that one. And Austin gets a ricochet goal, but they again talked about this earlier on the other broadcast with Mark Mercer during the M1 game. They don't ask how, they ask how many. And right now the answer to that question is 9 big ones for St. Louis Ambush 2 as they currently lead 9-4. 5:50 left to play here in this MASL 2 game between the Ambush and the Risers. And the St. Louis Ambush 2 look like they will be cruising to their first ever win inside of this building, the Family Arena, where the M1 team plays. Played a little bit earlier today, fell 8-7 in overtime, and you'll also be able to watch another M2 game after the last M1 regular season game of the season coming up on March 17th. 2 games for the price of 1. And of course, it's to be Fan Appreciation Night on March 17th. It's going to be a great thing to be a part of. Also, we talked earlier about it, Clover, one of the partners here with the Ambush, donating $100 for every goal over these last 3 home games. $600 in game 1, $700 in game 2. I see no reason why the Ambush can't beat the Comets 7-5 in that game and make it an even 2,000 to a wonderful local St. Charles charity. I see no reason why not. Come on down to the St. Charles Family Arena. Get your tickets now. SI Tickets, St. Charles, stlouisambush.com. Get on down here on March 17th. It's going to be a blast. And if you're listening to the broadcast for that game, our good friend Joey Zanaboni will be back for the M1 and M2 broadcast, as you're all very much sick of me talking today. And let's get a little Joey Zanaboni magic in a few weeks. We'll be happy to do that. I got another question here on the Twitter. Eric, watching, what's the worst sports injury you witnessed? With my own 2 eyes or on television? Because on television, I think it's got to be Kevin Ware, who was the Louisville basketball player during the NCAA tournament, who had a compound fracture in his leg because the NCAA stupidly plays games on a heightened, raised platform during the tournament like a bunch of morons. That's got to be the worst one I've ever seen on TV. Is a long throw here following the save by Jose Ocaz. Will be headed down by Drew Hay. Kidu tries to step into one on a one-toucher and can't connect. But the worst one I've ever seen in person, that's a tough one. I think about that as Louis Perez takes on Xavier Brown. Worst one I probably ever saw, and I probably didn't realize it, was I was calling a game for the Missouri Tigers football program in 2012 or so, and they had a running back by the name of Henry Josie who was tackled in a game, and his knee essentially exploded to the point where the doctors described his knee as one of those injuries that only happens when somebody's in a car accident. So while it wasn't necessarily the most gruesome thing in the world when it happened, it was one of those knee injuries in the sport of football where it's like, oh, okay, that should never happen to a player, and it was heartbreaking, and his comeback was incredible. So that's probably my answer to the worst injury I ever saw in person, although it does not come close to the things like the Sean Livingston injury, which do not Google the Sean Livingston injury. There's no need to. If you want to Google Sean Livingston, just Google him hitting 1,000 turnaround 14-footers in a row. 9-4 game here, 4:20 to play. Alayo blast that one. It'll bounce out of bounds into the bench of the Ambush. Flores, by the way, off of the Ambush bench. Looks like the work on his hand, finger, what it may be, has reached a positive conclusion as Cody Loss falls to the ground behind a Mimes Fejic tackle. And it'll be a restart here for the Risers. We have someone here who said, Lopez Demetrio said free Rio, because I was talking all about Argentina. Well, the one thing I'll learn, and I'll try to keep it soccer related here as we're watching this game, is the one thing I have learned about Brazilian soccer, which is insane to me, which is the Brazilian soccer season is like 60 games long, because they start their season with state championships, as Ryan Kidu was going to have another goal. Ryan Kidu makes it double digits for the Ambush too. And how about just the subtle, slow precision and confidence from the man in his debut to put together his second goal. Step up on the press, get your goal, get the goalie to make the first move, and then place it right past him. That is a veteran move from a player in their first MASL 2 game of their career. Ryan Kidu making an impact early and often. Perez puts it off the wall. Ogaz will restart it. Noganga down on the offensive end for one of the rare times this game, and he almost put it in, and he gave a great setup to Louis Perez, and Perez is going to go to the box for the second time this game with another blue card, and he was immediately shaking his head at the referee. He disagreed with that call. He went in hard on both feet. The question, though, obviously, did he get ball? Did he go cleats up on this tackle here? Let's check out the replay together. Noganga almost puts this one in here. Perez, ooh, he did not get any ball. He dove into that. He kind of jumped into that tackle. I'm with the official on that one. Not the cleanest of tackles there from Louis Perez. You pull the blue there, and we'll have a fourth power play for the Risers here. Power play, despite the ambush coming in with a 17% power play kill percentage, the Risers have not been able to take advantage, and this is the first time we've really seen them play one of their attackers in the middle of that four-man box for the ambush. This time, it's Calabrese who's sitting there trying to find his spot. Dancer over to the right side for Brown. Brown, deep shot, tried to go to the side netting, past Ogaz. He gets it to Pill. Pill sets it back out. Now Dancer from the top. Dancer, nifty little move there, gets to Arellano. Arellano to Pill. Pill back to Arellano. Arellano tries it, settles back, goes left, right, puts it over to Brown. Brown, another long try there. Ball's loose, and Cody Pill cleans it up. Taylor Pill, excuse me. Number 14, Taylor Pill, his first game goal of the game, as he tries to pull them back. His 8th goal of the season and his 8th game of the season for Taylor Pill. His account, 8 games, 8 goals and an assist. 9 points total for Pill after that one. It is a 10-5 game with 2:24 left to play, and a great job there by Pill. He found his position, he kept fighting, and eventually when the ball falls to you, as it so often does in this game, because when you got a guy like Xavier Brown who's putting in absolute heater shots like that, you're going to get a lot of rebounds. Noganga again down on the offensive end, almost puts it left foot into the left corner, pass Lofgren, but he can't do it there. Cody Pill on the run there, almost put it in the corner past Ogaz, and then a save! A save from the head of Drouet. Alayo moving through the defense. Mermis Fejic cuts down Alayo, and that'll be a foul on Fejic and a restart for the Rise. Excuse me. 10-5 lead, under 2 minutes now. Risers are going to try to tack on as many as they can. See if they can get close. That last goal, they're easily their most successful of their power plays. Short, sweet, and to the point as they put that one away. The Risers, Dancer to Pill. They weren't able to make anything happen there, and we're going to have a stoppage. The Risers making this game so interesting, I'm not going to get to tell you about state championships in Brazilian soccer, which is kind of crazy because you don't think about the term state champions being used in like anything but high school sports in the United States, but they call them state championships in Brazil, and they got, you know, big chunks of Brazil because it's a huge country, and big clubs, little clubs, which is always the beauty of soccer all across the world, despite the fact that the U.S. Open Cup doesn't even, the MLS and the U.S. Open Cup don't understand that. One of the beauties of soccer is having the ability for these big clubs to play these small clubs, and then you get young players and the big clubs get a chance to play and all that kind of stuff. And the Brazil does these state championships to open their season every year. And I just think that's a fascinating way to do things when you got a big country. Soccer's a beautiful sport because go to any country, watch how they do the sport. It's a little bit different than any other country does it. And that's what's so much fun. like how Argentina does their league, how Brazil does their league, how Italy does theirs. I mean, everything's just a tad bit different. And it's so much fun to watch how each of these different leagues has formulated. Heck, look at the way the United States has formulated with the outdoor, the indoor. How indoor was dominant in the 90s before the MLS is even a sparkle in the eye of a lot of people, or as it becomes a sparkle in the eye of a lot of people. I mean, that's the beauty about this game. So many different ways to play. Sometimes all you need is a ball and a wall. And that's the way we do it here in the MASL. Tristan Austin collapsing down to Luis Perez, as Perez has been searching for that fourth goal for a while. I don't think he's going to get it here, as we're under the last minute, 52 seconds left to play. 10-5 lead here for the Ambush 2, who are going to win their third game of the season. They will improve to 3-7, and they will take sole possession of that third spot in the North. And by virtue of a 5-goal lead, they will erase that goal differential deficit that they were giving up to the Risers as well. So a very productive night for the Ambush on the field and in the standings, as they will take sole possession of the third in the North with their third win of the season and their first in 2 tries here at the Family Arena. Oh, post rejects Tristan Austin, but then Luis Perez comes right back at it and rocks one into the upper 90 to the great chagrin of Cesar Alayo, who puts his shin guard into the net right after the ball. Lucky number 11 and lucky number 4 for Luis Perez. That's 4 goals for number 28, the leading scorer of the St. Louis Ambush 2, as he has put in goals 11, 12, 13, and now 14 in his 10th game of the season for the St. Louis Ambush 2. Luis Perez, another goal for the Ambush, 4 on the day. Kid is an absolute finisher on this indoor game. Ambush right now, we're almost restarted the game with just 4 players. Refs did him a courtesy and let him know that they were short one, despite not being down in the last couple seconds. Will tick off as the Ambush now, the St. Louis Ambush 2, win their first ever game in the Family Arena in their second try. The St. Louis Ambush 2-11, the Muskegon Risers 5, a 6-goal win will give the Ambush 2 a third place spot in the North Division. Helps with the goal differential difference between them and the Risers as well. A great game there for the St. Louis Ambush. Big games from Imam Mervin, Luis Perez, and Mirmes Fejic, and we will hear more from Luis Perez here in the postgame coming up down on the field. The man with 4 goals, probably got an assist there as well. Let's double check the box score. I know for a fact that Mr. Mervin put a 5-goal game together. 2 goals, 3 assists. Imam Mervin was everywhere, and of course you have the debut goals from players like Morales and Kidu. Kidu had a couple goals, and man, some of the highlights that we're going to take a look at later on, absolutely special tonight. What a game from the St. Louis Ambush 2 in their second game ever here at the St. Louis Family Arena. Special one to watch. Thank you everyone who joined us today on the YouTube broadcast. Of course, a special thank you to everyone out there who jumped on and tweeted at me. Got some conversation going here on the broadcast. And of course, a big thank you to Shelly Clark, the co-owner of the St. Louis Ambush, who joined us across the second quarter to give us all the lowdown on how MASL 2 and the St. Louis Ambush 2 came to be this past year as they joined this MASL 2 league, what it means to her and what it means to this team as they continue to build these programs both at the MASL and the MASL 2 level. Luis Perez has his player of the game memorabilia, and we'll send it down here in just a moment to Ashlyn Fry for our post-game interview. Again, the Ambush 2, with an 11-5 victory over the Muskegon Risers. They improve to 3-7 on the season. A special night here. A man with 4 goals, Miguel Perez, a name that's becoming synonymous with young stars in St. Louis soccer. Miguel Perez with 4 goals. He now leads the team with 14 on the season through his 10 games. A big game tonight from Miguel Perez. Also another couple big games from the guys I'm going to be calling the Alberti Specials. And that's going to be Amon Mervin and Ryan Kidu. Mervin, 2 goals, 3 assists. Kidu, a couple big goals in his debut as well. And also, can't forget, another debut for the MASL2, Joel Barroso had a big game. And let's head down to Ashland Fry and Miguel Perez. And here we go now to our post-game interview with Ashland Fry and Miguel Perez. Excuse me, Louis Perez.
Hello, Ambush fans. I'm here with Louis Perez, number 28 on the St. Louis Ambush. You had a fantastic game tonight with 4 goals and an assist. How do you think the team played overall?
Team played great. Not much to complain about. Excellent result. Yeah.
And what was your favorite moment in tonight's game? I mean, you scored 4 goals. Is that it, or do you have another moment?
That rocket, last minute goal. That was the best moment right there.
I saw your little celebration over here. That was incredible. You kind of did like a Robbie Christo type.
Robbie's my favorite. But yeah.
Well, thank you, Louis. Enjoy tonight. You played great, so.
And there was the man with 4 goals and quite the plan, Louis Perez. A big game for him, part of the Ambush's big 11-5 win. Let's take a look at some of the other games from this Sunday slate here in the MASL2 as the Runners and Rhino FC had the early game. Rhino FC with a big 17-7 victory. Also in the 6 p.m. slot right across from us was the Demon Hawks and the Raptors, and the Demon Hawks continue their domination of the North Division and the MLS2 all across the schedule as they win that one 11-3 over the Raptors. And then, of course, Ambush 2 with a big 11-5 win today over the Muskegon Risers. Thank you so much for joining us here on the YouTube broadcast. Again, for my guest in the second quarter, Shelly Clark, the co-owner of the St. Louis Ambush. For all the listeners out there, for all the great fans who stay through this MASL2 broadcast, and for my crew that got me through this broadcast, thank you so much to everyone out there. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this broadcast of MASL2 on YouTube.